Hello everyone, this is Optimus Prime, and today we'll be taking a look at the Netflix Earthrise Optimus Prime. And before we look at the figure, as always, we'll be taking a quick look at the box. Basically, on the front, you have the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, as well as the Netflix logo, Takara Tomy, and Hasbro. Transformers, Optimus Prime, labeled on the side. You get a nice image of Optimus Prime on this side, as well as the Autobot logo. On this side, you get an image of the Earthrise War for Cybertron poster, and then on the back, you get a promo shot of Optimus Prime in his robot mode and vehicle mode, as well as enerax and sheeldron. And then there's nothing at the bottom, nothing really at the top, and you do get an Autobot logo, and also the clamshell was on the inside. So that is about it for the box. And moving right along, here we have the Netflix Earthrise Optimus Prime out of the box, along with enerax and sheeldron. And I have to say, Optimus is the only good-looking figure out of all of these. I mean, these two are okay, but when it comes to, detail and articulation, I mean, look at how hollow this looks on the inside. I mean, these two do look good as weapons for this guy, but when it comes to anything else, considering that they're figures, Optimus is better. So I'm just going to move these two out of the way first, and we're going to be taking a quick look at Optimus Prime. Basically, the detail on this guy is outstanding. This is based off of the regular Earthrise Prime, which I do have, but not with me. I do have the other variations of the Earthrise Optimus Prime, that being the regular version, the alternate universe or dead Optimus Prime, and the Shattered Glass, and this is the fourth one that I've received so far. But detail on this guy is really good. I especially like just the way most of the parts are painted, especially the silver on these vent sections on the legs, and also the fact that they painted the yellow part on the crotch area, which they did not do the last time. So that looks really good. The silver paint on the grill and on the sides look really good, along with the outlining on the windows looks really nice, and the face mask and the head crest, so that looks really good. Everything else, as well as like detail wise, the only thing that I'm a little meh about is the wheels on the back, but there is something cool about this. Basically, open these up, and there's a little clip right here, so this clips onto this little pin joint, so this is removable. So you can remove that piece. The only thing is this kind of sticks out a little bit, but when you look at it from the front, it looks a lot better, so that looks really good. Now, looking at some of the detail up close, basically the eyes are painted this nice light blue, so that looks really good. These windows are a little bit more green than the Earthrise release, so that I think looks pretty cool, considering that when you look at Optimus in the Siege series, his windows are green, so I think that's a nice touch. You get an Autobot logo on the side right there, and then basically there's really nothing painted here that they did last time on Earthrise. But what they did do is they painted these sections right here, because on the original release these were more gray. They were this gray right here. So that is a nice touch. I like how they kept the gray on the back to keep some of that nice detail. Some of the gas canisters right here on the back of the leg, so that looks really nice. But yeah, and then the insides of the hubcaps of the wheels, that looks really nicely painted. But all the detail on this guy looks absolutely outstanding. There's really no even like paint mistakes on this guy, and yeah, I absolutely love the detail on him. And moving on to articulation, basically we have a ball joint at the head, so it allows it to look up that far and down that far. It could go all the way around like so. And then at the shoulder there is a hinge joint in here, so this could go all the way around as well as out that far. And in that much there is a swivel at the biceps that could go all the way around like so, and a bend at the elbow, which goes only 90 degrees, but that's not too bad. There's a swivel at the wrist, so that could go all the way around, as well as the fingers opening up, which we don't really get a lot on figures like this, so I think that's a really nice touch. There's a swivel at the waist, but it doesn't go all the way around until you take these wheel sections, untab them, flip that down, and then now you have more range. But it's not the best, so it's a little, yeah, it's a little blocked there, but not too bad. The legs can kick forward that much and back about that much before it gets stopped by this. Another advantage to having this be able to be taken off, so if you take that off, you can probably get some more range out of that leg. There's a bend in the knee that goes pretty far back, and then there's also a pivot at the ankle which goes down really, really far. The waist or the legs can spread about that much, which is wow. And then there's also a hinge here at the heel and at the toe, but that is part of the transformation. So articulation on this guy is really nice. And you could get him to kneel, which is really cool. Now, in terms of features, you only really get two. Basically, he comes with his classic rifle right here, and this does transform and store, so basically that flips back like that. And then there's a hole right here, so that could go in here like so. So that is a storage option. And then also he can hold it, so just pop this open like so, and then you can just put this in his hand like so, and that looks really good. And then his other feature is one of my favorites actually, and why I absolutely love the Earthrise Prime, is he does have an included Matrix of Leadership, which can come out of his chest. It is a little hard to get out, like so. Hold on. And I almost lost it. There it is. And that looks really nice. It has this nice silver paint on it. This is molded in translucent plastic, so it might be prone to breakage a little bit, but as long as you're careful with it, then you're fine. But you do get the nice blue green gem that is molded in the same translucent plastic that they used for the windshield. And then there's also some nice gold paint right in here, as well as the silver, so that looks really nice. On the inside, there's really not much going on in here, but it does work as the chamber, so basically just pop that in there and close that up, and there you go. And moving along to probably my favorite part when it comes to this figure, and that is the transformation. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the legs first. Basically take the feet, straighten them out like so, tab the legs together like that, and then these sections right here will untab and flip up like so, and the same thing on this side, like that and like that. The feet will flip down, the heel and the toe will come together like that and like that. And basically that is the legs done for that part so far. For the arms, these parts come up like so, open up this section and flip that, and make sure the fist is closed all the way. Flip that in there like that and close it, and that hides it very nicely, which I love. And then do the same thing on this side like so. Flip that in and close it, and there you go. There's the arms done. Basically come to the back, flip out these wheel sections and fold this section down like so. Keep these folded out and then rotate all of this around like so. Then the next thing you're going to do is take these red sections right here and untab them, flip them out and around till it meets with the other one. And then take this section, fold this down, untab it, fold it down. It's a bit tight on mine. And then basically take this section, untab it from here like so, bring that out, take the head, flip it in like so, and then close this right here so that taps into that. Then basically with this part right here, you're going to take this section, untab it. There were these two little tabs right here that came out from these two. Fold this up, and then there's a tab in here that will go into this slot right here. Basically just clip that in like so. These parts you're going to take out like this and like that. And the same thing with these two right here. Then you're going to take this entire section, fold it down like here and there, and then these two tabs will tab into these two slots like so. So basically that's the front of the truck done. You're going to take the arms, keep everything folded out, fold them inwards like so, and in here, make sure that's folded out. Fold that in and tab it in there like so, and then this part will tab in like that, and then do the same thing on the other side like so, and tab that to hold it into place. Now take these sections, flip them in, and then take the legs, fold them up like so. There are two little slots right in here for these two tabs on the knees, and fold that up. Make sure to align everything properly and try to get that in there. There we go, like so, like so. Fold these wheel sections in, flip out the gas tanks, And there you have the Earthrise Netflix Prime in vehicle mode. This is a very nicely detailed truck mode. It is very similar to the Earthrise Prime when it comes to just, detail and paint, so it's pretty much about the same. But, I love the Earthrise Prime mold in general, so this looks absolutely amazing. You get some nice detail. Well, it's pretty much about the same, but some of the detail that was hidden on the inside is this grill section. So you get some like rivets right here on the silver, as well as some more panel lining detail right here. We get the grill section, which is for the real truck, and then the windshields are the same as they were in robot mode, and then this section was hidden a little bit in the back. And then you also get some nice translucent headlights, and these parts right here and here are also not visible in robot mode, so those look really nice. It helps to kind of cover up the arms and basically all the kibble on the inside. And then the back is the only matte part. Basically there's this gap right here, and what that's for is you take the gun, fold this like that, and then this section will go into that hole that I mentioned earlier, like that. So that'll store there. I don't think it's the best storage, so I kind of just leave this out of that. And I think it looks a little bit better without it. But honestly, if you want to kind of have this stored in vehicle mode, if you don't want to lose your weapons, then I highly recommend using that. But yeah, so truck mode on this guy is really nice looking in my opinion. Now moving on to enerax and sheeldron, and there's really not much to go over on these guys. Taking a look at enerax, you get a little bit of silver paint right here, but most of it is just translucent yellow plastic and regular yellow plastic. So there's really not much going on here. There's some nice detail on the back. I don't really like the hollowness in here. I think that looks bad. But this is for part of the transformation. Articulation, basically all you get is here in the wings like that, and a little bit in the feet. So that's about it. Transformation, basically take the head, flip that in, that'll push, well, theoretically that should push this part out, and then bring this down like so, flip in the legs, and then take the wings and bring them in like so. So basically here's the axe part. And then for sheeldron, basically there's still not really much to go over. This one has a little bit more paint than enerax. So the face is painted it's painted in all black, and that doesn't really look too good. The silver looks pretty good on the head and on the overall torso part. There's some yellow kind of protruding out, which looks really nice. And he just has this giant platform backpack on his back, and that's like a little meh. But basically transformation on this guy is a little bit more involved. Basically all you do is take the legs, tab them together like so, take the arms, there are these little slots in here, and those will go into there like this. There we go, like that. Do the same thing on this side, tab that in, take this section, this will split, and then there are two little tab sections in here that'll go into the legs. So fold that down like so, and tab that into the legs, and then take this section right here and flip this out like that. And basically there is his little platform / shield mode, and those are basically Optimus's weapons. And bringing in Prime, you can get him to hold these two. Basically you could just take the axe, place it in his hand like so, and make sure that the fingers are closed all the way around that. And then there's a hole right here that this tab will go into. So basically you could have these two like that, and that looks pretty nice. Honestly, I think these guys look better as his weapons than they do for actual robots, and I think these look really nice on Prime. And for a quick size comparison, here we have the Earthrise Netflix Prime next to the SH Monster Arts 2001 GMK Godzilla. And here we have next to the RX-178 Gundam Mark II. And my final comments on this guy: this is definitely a great figure to pick up, especially if you're a huge Transformers fan or a fan of the War for Cybertron trilogies, which I think are okay in my opinion. But this is definitely a great figure to pick up. You can find this at Walmart. Now, this is probably going to be a little bit harder to find at Walmart, considering that, honestly, most things are really hard to find there. I was lucky to find two of them at a Walmart in Salt Lake City, but I picked up just the one. But honestly, I think this was definitely worth the find. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of the blue in the elbows and in the shoulders, but now it's not really noticeable for me. When it comes to Earthrise Prime, I definitely love how they managed to hide all of the gaps, so there's nothing hollow. The only hollow parts there are on the inside of the arm are like on the inside of the forearms, but that's like already hidden by a panel that flips over the hand. So honestly, just when it comes to a figure, now this was like around 45 bucks. So not cheap, but you can't really find this guy or any variation of him for a cheap price, considering that the Earthrise Prime, which was also repackaged for Kingdom, is around like 50 to 60 bucks. So I definitely would recommend this one more since this is the cheaper figure. But if you're, a collector and you want something that's like a decent price, that's not like too much, but it doesn't include too much, I definitely recommend this figure. But that is about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.
And remember, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Transform and roll out!